What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp here. Another Fightful.com news update, this time on the MMA side. Much has been made about the potential next opponent for Conor McGregor. There are a lot of options. He hasn't fought in a year now since UFC 205 when he defeated Eddie Alvarez to become UFC lightweight champion. Of course, he did that huge boxing fight against Floyd Mayweather earlier this year. He said early last month, I could get in the cage by the end of 2017 if I didn't have to do any media. That doesn't seem to be something UFC's interested in, but he has come out and named a few people that he may be interested in. McGregor said, the Diaz trilogy is there to entertainment, i.e. he said, I can defend my belt against Nate. Maybe we can persuade one of these boxing opponents to step into the octagon. Or there's boxing bouts as well. There's so many options. I feel to legitimize the belt, there's an interim champion. I want to be the unified champion. We are currently in contract negotiations, and we'll see where it goes. That interim champion being Tony Ferguson. He's won a ton of fights in a row. It's almost at a situation where you have to give it to him because Khabib, who has had this natural feud with Tony Ferguson, you can't trust him to make weight in a title fight. They've already set up Khabib to fight Edson Barboza. Tony Ferguson seems like the right move to make. He's lost one time in the UFC. He's won, I think, 9 straight fights, including over Kevin Lee, Rafael Dos Anjos, Edson Barboza. He's beaten a lot of top-level guys. That is the one to go with. However, it's not going to do quite the pay-per-view buy rate that a Nate Diaz would do. Nate Diaz, however, hasn't fought in almost a year and a half since the last McGregor fight. So do you really want to count on that? If it is a Nate Diaz fight, he can make 155. There's no reason for that to be a title fight. But do you really want to risk putting the title on Nate Diaz when he really has no interest in fighting beyond that we know of? Because he could win this UFC lightweight championship and then just disappear. Here's the article over on Fightful.com. Make sure you all go there for all your MMA, pro wrestling, and boxing news. McGregor also says, I've got everyone clawing at me, trying to get at me. And that's from multiple sports, multiple organizations, multiple everything. It's been like that for a long, long time, I feel. So it's just another day for me. I know there are many contenders in the UFC. There are many boxing contenders as well. What interests me is certainly a UFC bout, certainly a defense of my lightweight title. There's a fighter with the interim lightweight belt. I feel that will be next. We'll see how negotiation goes. Tony Ferguson's manager says that he's earned the bout with Conor McGregor. You see Conor McGregor, like Dylan Dennis will poke in and try to add his 2 cents and say that McGregor has a better ground game than Tony Ferguson, which is just objectively false. Like there's really no way you could make that argument, I don't think, unless like I don't see how it could happen. Now, McGregor has said that he wants to fight a boxer in MMA as well. He wants Paulie Malignaggi to come over to MMA and give it a go. That could be an option if Paulie would do such a thing, but I don't see him doing that. Also, there is that Paulie Malignaggi boxing bout on the table as well. Paulie would jump at the chance to do that. An underrated name that Conor McGregor says he's been on the lookout for, Justin Gaethje, who is undefeated. He's fighting Eddie Alvarez. He says he's going to be paying close attention to that fight. I don't think it'll determine his next opponent unless something like catastrophic would happen to Tony Ferguson. But those are the options, and it definitely seems like Conor McGregor is leaning towards Tony Ferguson because there were things that really, really led to that because he put over the fight before it happened. He said, I'm going to be watching. That's almost like that's a ringing endorsement to have a guy like Conor McGregor just even say, hey, I'll be watching this fight. Even though he watches everything, he's incredibly studious in that regard. But to have him even say that he was going to watch it, going to care about it, because, in the same breath, a lot of times he calls these guys bums. So we've got this situation where Conor is open to defending this championship, unifying this championship. He said that he was going to watch it. He's now said that he's in contract negotiations. That's a big step. Conor saying that he's in contract negotiations for this is big. Now, it's going to be really interesting to see how much he gets paid for this because he ain't making nowhere near the boxing pay, but that scale is going to be moved up big time. Guys, we will have more on this and others Somebody asked if I have seen the Masvidal Bisping hotel lobby argument footage. I'm going to catch it before listing you, boy. Definitely we'll be talking about that on the UFC 217 post show here at Fightful.com and on our YouTube. Leave us a thumbs up. Subscribe. I've done several of these news updates on the pro wrestling side. Wanted to try it on the MMA side to see how the reaction goes. Let me know if you like it. Let me know any recommendations. What do you want me to add? What do you want me to can? Anything. I'm here for your recommendations. Visit Fightful.com. We have photos, videos, podcasts, exclusive interviews across MMA, boxing, and wrestling. We have podcasts, all kinds of good stuff there. Thank you guys so much, and join us after UFC 217 for the live post show.